Welcome back to another episode. Today's topic is timely. Whew, timely. Don't you love when people are on time? And don't you hate when they're not on time? Well, that's what timely is all about. That's exactly how your goals feel. All right. So the last part of SMART goals, the last element is timely. The T. They put it at the end because it is one of the most important. Making sure you're timely. So what do you need in order to be timely? First thing, you need to have a deadline. A deadline is that drop dead date time, whatever you want to call it, where it needs to be finished at that point and your hands are up and it's over. So when that buzzer goes off at the end of a game, when you have, if you're watching one of the cooking shows and they're just like ladles down or whatever, hands down or hands up, that means to stop. That's what having a deadline actually means. So, in order for your goals to be timely, they need to have a deadline. Don't just come up with what the goal is going to be and not have a point where you're going to be finished. You need to have that because that's going to be in the back of your mind telling you, I need to do more on that goal. I need to do more on that goal. That goal's coming up. I got to do everything I have to do to finish that goal. So, it needs to be timely. So, create that deadline. Once you create that deadline, you need to create accountability. Don't just keep that deadline a secret to yourself. Because sometimes you might just say, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. And no one else can hear you. And that's what you're saying to yourself. And you're lying to yourself. And you don't want to do that. You have to make yourself accountable. So share your deadlines. Let everyone know that knows about your goal. Let them know this is my goal. And I'm going to have it done by this time. Okay? Because they will keep you accountable. They'll be asking, hey, how's that goal coming along? Looks like you're getting kind of close to that deadline. You want that feedback because that's going to help you put your mind into a second, third, fourth, fifth gear in order to get to the finish line. All right, so definitely be accountable, create accountability. Also, you need to create consequences. So if you get to your deadline and it doesn't get done, what's going to happen? Now, some things have their own inherent consequences, such as, if I don't pay my bill on time, they might actually shut off my service. If I don't pay my bill, they could take something away from me, right? But even if you don't have a consequence, make one up. Make one up. Make a dire consequence, like, you know what, man, if I don't get this thing done today, I don't get any dessert after dinner. I don't get to go on that big vacation that I had planned for this year. I can't do something that I really want to this weekend because I'm going to have to be stuck inside doing all this stuff. Create consequences. They're real easy to do. Everyone's got an imagination. And you could always think of, man, what's the worst thing that could happen? But if you create that for yourself, that'll make you want to get whatever goal you have done so much more. You don't even really have to worry about it. It's like, I just want to stay away from that consequence. And at the same time, you could create an award. If consequences are kind of too dire for you, raise the bar and make it a reward. Make it, I actually do get to go on a big trip if I finish this goal, right? So consequences or rewards, you choose what's the bigger motivator for you, but definitely have that in place. And then the whole idea of creating a deadline is making it so that you can't push it off for tomorrow. Now, you can still kind of do that if you do have a deadline, especially if you give yourself a little bit too much time. But the big idea here is don't procrastinate, because when you procrastinate, you cheat yourself out of time. Now, I wanted to make sure I shared a story of mine in regards to having a timely goal. And so I call this one the $5 million mistake. Yes, 5 million with an M. $5 million mistake. Now, you must be thinking, man, what type of mistake could cost $5 million? Well, I was working for a previous employer, and I was in the mergers and acquisitions group. And our job was to do all the due diligence, or the research and the fact finding, to figure out if a company was actually going to be a good investment and if we should actually purchase it. And so I was doing my homework. I was creating projections with all the fancy charts, figuring out how the company worked, bringing all those pieces together and forming an outline so that I could have a sense of, is this company going to be profitable or is everything going to kind of go in the tank? So with all the numbers and everything that we were getting, which anytime you're doing mergers and acquisitions, you got to dig because Folks aren't just going to give stuff to you. You have to find it. And we had gotten through our due diligence period and everything looked good and thumbs up. And you know me, I'm a little bit of a digger. I couldn't just, accept that and that be that. I'm just like, there's still something I don't get. There's still something I don't understand. So I did a little bit more digging. And I found something where my eyes went like this and my jaw went like this. And I had to share it with someone. I couldn't keep it to myself. Now, this was timely. Why? Because we were about to close on the business the same day. That morning, that late afternoon, we were going to close on it. And I found something out in the morning. And what I found out was that there was something the company didn't tell us that we're going to take their profits into a nosedive, which is why they were looking to jump ship. And if I had not shared that information, my CEO would have made a costly $5 million mistake on purchasing that property. Literally saved the day of. All because of a timely goal. I found information and I didn't delay. I didn't procrastinate. I had to share that right away. So I saved my employer $5 million. And believe me, he was super, super stoked, super happy. So make sure that you have timely goals. All right. Make sure that you create a deadline. Make sure you are accountable and make sure you don't procrastinate. And I'll catch you on the next lesson. Bye.